Alright, check it out. What's up? This is another issue of What Had Happened Was, and you're here with me, your boy, Mike Young, aka Lay Ill Kid, at OneYoungsta, aka Ill Flow. You know what it is, so let's get ready. Alright, check it out. We're back. So what had happened was with me, your boy, Mike Young, and my man Avery.
What's going on, everybody?
Check it out. Today we're running down our top 5 shows that ended just a little too soon. For me, I'm gonna be covering nothing but animated series because I'll be honest, sometimes I don't give love to animated series because I'm a big TV guy. But Avery is kind of like all over the place. I don't know. I don't even know your list. So since I don't know his list, you don't know his list. Let's get started. What's your 5?
Number 5, I'm gonna say Big Guy and the Rusty the Boy Robot. Used to come on Fox for about I think it was like 2000, 2001, like one season, maybe 2, and it was drawn by the same cats that drew the Godzilla cartoon that came out.
I see, because I never peeped that out. That's interesting. So what was it like?
Big Guy, well, it was based off a comic, and it was an independent comic, but basically you had this highly sophisticated boy robot, Rusty, that got created, and he helped out an already established bigger robot, Big Guy. But what Rusty didn't know was Big Guy wasn't really a robot. Big Guy was really a human inside of a suit controlling him, and the AI of Rusty looked at Big Guy like a father. And so the whole show, he's asking him for advice and stuff, but he's really talking to a human inside of a big suit, and they would fight.
So that's pretty deep.
It was a good show. It had some good deep storylines. Like I said, I think it ran 1 season, maybe 2, and then Fox took it off. That's when Fox started, to me, going downhill. Right toward the end of high school.
Fox is the king of that, like, 1 season and we're going to cancel you stuff.
Well, when they used to have cartoons, there's no more Saturday morning cartoons.
It's done. That's over. My number 5 is Tron Uprising. I know it's a little new, but I did really, really enjoy just the character design. It had kind of like a Peter Chung look to it,
Eon Flux a little bit.
Yeah, Peter Chung was on it, so yeah, it had like kind of like that aesthetic to it, and the story, even though of course it was spun off of Tron Legacy, which didn't really hit as hard as a lot of people wanted to. But just the animation style, the story, the way it was told, it had kind of like an all ages feel, but it was paced very well. And you had this situation where you had kind of like this rebellion, I guess bubbling up under the surface due to Tron. People knowing that Tron lives. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it was really, really dope. We only got 1 season of it, but it was just like so.
Man. Yeah. On Disney too.
Yeah, it was just like really, really fresh, and it was something that wasn't like anything else on TV that was animated at the time. So that's my number 5. I truly, dearly love me some Tron Uprising. So number 4.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with Iron Man: The Armored Adventures. That lasted 2 seasons. That came on. Did it come on Disney or Nickelodeon? I think it came on.
I want to say Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
I think that was on Nickelodeon.
And this is pre Disney owning Marvel, so yeah, it came on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
That might be part of the reason why they stopped it, because it wasn't produced. I didn't think of that till just now. But that was a good show. It did a good job of highlighting Rhodey, a black character. It also had Pepper incorporated in there as well.
Pepper was on there.
Oh, and I hate to say this, the cartoon did a better job with the Mandarin than Iron Man 3, but we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna touch that, you know. But all the episodes were good. They introduced other characters from other series on there. The Hulk was on there. Nick Fury was on there.
What?
Was Spiderman? No, I don't think Spiderman was on there. But they had other characters from the Marvel Universe on there. Black Panther was on there a few episodes. Yes, I forgot about that.
Wow.
So that it was a younger Tony Stark, supposed to be in high school. It was a very good well-paced show. The animation was good. It was computer animated, but I liked the show. The stories were good. All of that.
Pretty dope. Pretty dope. I'll have to go with my number 4 being Pirates of the Dark Water. This is a very obscure, like, small
remember
show.
that slightly. I can't even remember. I'm trying to think of images of this show in my head, and I can't think of it.
It was like this really fantastical, like, swashbuckling kind of just vibe that you got when you were following around this main character called Ring, and just like kind of chronicling his adventures, chasing after. Can't remember the girl's name they were with, but Pirates of the Dark Water was just like, it was more adventure based. You didn't get as much action as a person like me usually likes, but I really love the adventure of them going, just being on the boat, just kind of like, it was like a really cool version of like Pirates of the Caribbean, but animated, but just like, Pirates of the Dark Water, you're talking about like early 90s maybe? Like,
okay,
maybe
that's
like
part of the reason why. That's part of the reason why I'm having a little brain cramp on this one.
It was like, but it was really dope. I really enjoyed it. I had toys and all that. But Pirates of the Dark Water will probably have to be my number 4. My number 4 pick. I think it ended just a little too soon.
All right, so now we're on to number 3. This is you know what? I just thought about this. I didn't say this before when we talked about it, but I'm gonna go with Batman Beyond for my number 3 because that, even though it lasted 3 seasons, you could tell that, or 2 seasons. Was it 3? It's 2 or 3. That show really felt like it could have gave you more. Like they were just on the cusp of really exploring more with Terry and him growing up some more, and then they just straight up cut the show. And I had wanted more. I mean, you did get the animated movie, The Return of the Joker, and then you had a couple of episodes, a 2-parter on Justice League where they kind of gave Terry's
when they went to the future or whatever.
But and you also ran into him on the episode 2. That was the season finale of Justice League Unlimited. You went to the future and you met Terry, and you found out that Hawk Girl and Green Lantern John Stewart had the kid.
True.
But they also had an origin story, basically where they established that Terry was like a clone of Bruce and all of that.
Yeah.
But I wanted more, seeing him on some more adventures and then fleshing out his rogues gallery some more. True. I would go. That was a really good show because that's one of those DC animated Bruce Timm, Paul Dini universes. They did a good job with that.
All right. Well, my 3, I'm gonna have to come in with another new one, Young Justice. Young Justice to me was a show that just like kind of came at the right time. For me, it was well written. It was well animated. I think Phil Barossa did the character design of it. And just the fight sequences in the first season when you had Superboy and Robin fight against Batman and Superman, it was just, man, it was so incredible. Yeah. It was kind of like, oh snap. It was like, for real? So I really loved it. You got 2 seasons. You got to get a lot of diversity in the cast. You had a lot of people of color. You had an episode where only the women were there. You had issues with betrayal, issues with coming of age, issues with leadership, kind of like things that you like learned about these characters, and these characters learned about themselves. That I just truly enjoyed. I enjoyed all the villains. I thought the villains were on point.
Them growing up.
Yeah. So it's like you got a chance to see Tim Drake in the 2nd season. So it was like So it's like you like
that show actually showed them from point A when they started season 1, each step of them growing. Because even on the last episode, once Aqualad took back command of the team, you saw them. If the show had continued, that they was going to just keep on taking that next step to be groomed, become better heroes, and grow up. So I really, that show.
Oh, and the whole like I guess not even like really B story, but like the underlying story of Roy and like Lex and everything. Like it was just
Young
Justice
was running around because you got the clone and the
you
original.
got so like you
Arsenal
really
plus Red Hood.
Really had like a well put together show, man. Like that's my number 3. Young Justice was dope.
All right, my number 2 was kind of similar to the Young Justice, where they left hanging. I'm gonna say Wolverine and the X-Men. That was a really good show. I always remember the X-Men from the 90s. I wasn't a fan of X-Men Evolution, but then when I saw Wolverine and the X-Men, the way that they told the stories and did stuff, it reminded me of them pulling from the comic books and doing well with that. The animation to me was good. Just from first episode to the last, good. And they left you with the cliffhanger because at the end they left you with it was gonna form into the Age of Apocalypse, the alternate future, like the comic book series that came out in the 90s. And it had you salivating, like waiting, and then they just were like, yeah, they pulled the plug. I don't know if that was like the same reason, like with Marvel getting ready to be acquired by Disney. Why? Because I don't think that came. I think that came on Nickelodeon too. As a matter of fact, I think if I recall,
Wolverine, man, I can't remember.
I'm not sure. We'd have to check.
Was it a Cartoon Network show?
No, it wasn't Cartoon Network. It came on out of Disney or
that's a good one
on Nickelodeon, but I think it was Nickelodeon. I think I might be wrong.
All right, well, my number 2 is Spectacular Spider-Man. First Skottie Young, big shout out. Sean Cheeks. Sorry, Sean Cheeks. Big shout out to you for, even though Skottie Young, your stuff is dope. The individual Human Torch book, it's crazy. Skottie Young's art. If you don't know him, get up on him. But Sean Cheeks did the character design for Spectacular Spider-Man, and just like, I just felt like it was, and no diss to the 90s series, but I feel like the Spectacular Spider-Man fired on all cylinders for me.
Did they have some goofiness in that, or was that the ultimate one?
The ultimate one is the one that had the goofiness with him like breaking the fourth wall and all that. Like Spectacular Spider-Man, he was kind of like younger, like I guess younger high school, but it was dope.
I think I have it on DVD at the crib. I just got to admit, I couldn't remember which one, because one of them was a little goofy for me, and I'm like, I don't know if I like that. But
yeah, like, at least for me, man.
How many seasons did it last?
I want to say it got 2, but they were like 2 short seasons.
Okay.
But it was really, really dope, man. I really enjoyed it. You got to see him fight through his rogues gallery. You got to see him fight all of them at the same time. You got to get like little like funny moments of like the villains kind of like humming along with the theme song show. The theme show song or whatever. And like it was like I still get hyped up by it now. Like when I think about it, it's like Spectacular Spider-Man. Like that joke was just sweet. Like I just enjoyed the show. I feel like, it was written well. Of course, it was kind of like all ages, but it was still enough action to keep like an adult, kind of like engaged and involved. I thought it was funny. I thought it was like the essence of Spider-Man. Really, really enjoyed it. That's my number 2, man. So, number 1. What is your number 1 show that ended too soon?
All right, I'm gonna hit you with a left curve. Since you hit me with the left curve, what your number 1 is gonna be? I love that show too, but this show came out around about the same time. Extreme Ghostbusters.
What?
Because that only
Yo.
That only,
Yeah,
I thought about that one. I was like, hey, I'm gonna get him with that one.
Yeah, I got love for that show.
Yeah. Extreme Ghostbusters, I think it might have been animated by the same people that did the Godzilla and stuff. I think they did that first.
Yeah, because they had a similar style.
Yeah, Godzilla and Big Guy and Rusty. So, but anyway, I remember I was in middle school, it came out, and I've always been, that's probably one of the first cartoons I fell in love with. Ghostbusters, because that was prior to.
Oh, you mean the real Ghostbusters?
Yeah,
the real Ghostbusters was dope too.
Yeah, that's a classic. So when they brought that out, and they still had some of the voice characters from the original one, and you had Egon kind of like ushered in and giving tutelage to the new crew.
Yeah.
They had a black kid, of course. They had a kid, the handicapped kid in the wheelchair. The girl, I like that they had a girl and she's actually doing stuff. That was a really good show. I even liked the last episode where they had to bring all of the original crew back in, the original Ghostbusters, to fight this ghost that had came back that they had taken care of, but it overpowered the new crew. And so they brought, I think, most of the original voice cast back from the original one. And had it not ended, that was just the season finale. But because whatever happened, it ended. That was the last episode. So I wish they could have at least given it at least 3 to 4 seasons at least of that. It was a really good show, but for some reason they ended it. But that was a real good show, Extreme Ghostbusters.
Word. Well, my number one is a little show that, man, I love this show. It's a show called Exo-Squad.
Woo! That ahead of his time.
Man, talk about a show that deserves to be like recolored for high definition and like re-released. Exo-Squad not only dealt with war in a very real yet relatable to child way, it was paced so well, and it dealt with these two warring civilizations, and you got to see not only the point of view from each side and the real life from each side, but you got to see like their cultures as well. And then on top of that, you get the space battles.
Right? Racism too, and inequality and
a lot of
prejudice.
And,
it was like real life, but written in a...
because
the Neo-Sapiens were like created by the humans, and they were their servants at first, and they were breaking to get their rights.
So it was man, like, talk about like some real hardcore themes to deal with as an animated series.
Shell shock, PTSD. It won't call that back then.
Yeah, it was
PTSD and death. Like cats were dying in that show.
It was like
I don't even know if they really were considering kids. If you think about it,
it was like one of America's first shots at kind of trying to do what like anime was doing at the time. And you got these sweet space battles, you got these great ground battles. It was just an amazing show. And man, I love it. Everybody that worked on Exo-Squad, I love y'all. Thank you for giving me, so many hours of just enjoyable content. It was like 52 episodes in all, and they were great, man. Like,
I have to agree with them on that. That was my joint too.
That
I actually had a couple of the toys too.
Yeah, the toys were sweet.
Playmates, once again, Playmates has bought out some good toys.
Yeah,
Turtles,
man, for real.
Star Trek.
Yeah, we had to
Exo-Squad. We had to go into that too.
Yeah, we had to do. So definitely thank you for joining us once again on another issue of What Had Happened Was. And of course, I know we probably forgot a couple. So comment below. Let us know what is going on right down here. Tell us what we missed, what we forgot. What should be higher on our list? What should be lower? If you don't think Exo-Squad should be number one, though, you're crazy. So anyway, peace. This is Mike Young at OneYoungsta on Twitter and Instagram and online. Avery, where can they find you at?
Facebook, Avery Evans. There you go, right there.
What up?
Comes out.
Big shout out to Black Tribbles, to Black Girl Nerds, to Black Nerd Comedy, Lamar Wilson, MKBHD, the two Brandons, the Atomic Podcast. All y'all keep doing your thing. Of course, comment below. Peace.